There are things you need to know when buying a brand new home or when upgrading your address. Now, upgrading your address means you're moving from a particular location to a better location or to a higher valued location. People do not talk about a lot of things that are involved. Most times, you only hear people talk about the cost of the property or the price, the budget, or the location you've been dreaming of. Nobody talks about the other nitty gritty, the little things that can make or mar your new experience. So, in this video, I'm going to be telling you two important things that nobody talks about that you need to know before you upgrade that address. Stay with me. It is a good thing, a sweet thing for people to upgrade their status or to recognize their new status in the society, especially after working so hard and making that money. It is good you upgrade just to make life more interesting. But when people decide to buy new properties, decide to change their location, they only talk about prices. Prices. I want to be in that location. I love those houses. There are two things I'm going to talk about here. The first one is particularly for those who are moving from one area to a higher area they have always dreamt of. Is either because they want to belong to that status or because of proximity to their workplace, right? So they just end up thinking about price. So one thing you need to bear in mind is when it comes to upgrading of anything, some things must give. The size of the house you are most likely going to be able to afford in your preferred location may be smaller than what you are currently enjoying. So you find a lot of people, the mindset of the relatively big house they are enjoying, they look for it in that brand new location. And when they don't find it when it comes to affordability, they get stuck. Their mind tells them there is no house there out for them. If you have to upgrade your location, you need to upgrade your budget. So you need to have that at the back of your mind. That big house you are enjoying currently, you would wish you can just uproot it and take it to your preferred location. But life doesn't work that way. So you should have at the back of your mind that the house you are going to be able to afford in that bigger location may not be as big as you would want it because what you need is the location, right? So 80% of the times, prospective buyers struggle with the things they have already had in mind where they were living. They now realize that the only problem they had with the current location they have is just that they don't want that location, but they love the house. They can't find that same house in their new location. I hope this makes sense. So you bear this in mind. For instance, let's put it in perspective. If you're living in a single family unit, okay, let's use Lagos for instance, in Aja, and you want to move to Ekate or you want to move to Lekki Phase 1, you may not be able to afford a single family home in Lekki Phase 1, that Lekki Phase 1 that is close to your office. Your budget may even be able to afford only an apartment. So moving from a single family home to an apartment or even to a terrace building is usually a mentally difficult thing for them to grasp. I hope this makes sense. Now, the second thing people do not talk about before they buy houses, or nobody tells you before you buy the house, is that adaptability is a bit of a struggle when you move into a brand new home. A brand new home is the one that you will be the first resident, okay? Many times it takes you minimum of 3 months to settle in. A lot of people, I've had a lot of people who moved into their brand new houses and they become restless because things that they expected to be in place is not exactly in place, or things that were in place are not exactly functioning well. So if you buy your house, for instance, in an organized estate, there's always room for 3 to 6 months given to attend to every challenge you have in that house for free, because especially houses that are built as mass production, when you invest in a developing estate, they give you up to 6 months free maintenance to make sure everything in your home works. I'm saying this because of the experiences I have had. So once you come into a new house and nobody has lived in before in this Nigeria, you need to have it at the back of your mind that you will apply patience, because in the next 6 months your adaptability will be at 100%, and then you start to sing a different song. That is when you now start to enjoy your new environment after spending all that money. Having this at the back of your mind before buying a property, it helps you to settle in fast and knowing that these are the things that you will experience. The first one happens before you buy the house. You find out that the size of the house you are looking for, you may not find it at the budget you have. The second one is that when you eventually buy the house, you may need some time to make sure everything in the house works, especially plumbing, your electrification. That is when everything in the house is tested while you are living here, because they say nature does not permit vacuum. So when the house is vacant, it is not a good time to certify if things are actually working at its peak. I hope these 2 points help, because all I wish for you is for you to spend that hard earned money, enjoy it, and be free. This is your first time on my channel. I hope you enjoyed this information. Kindly hit the subscribe button so that you get all my other videos when they drop. Remember to drop a comment, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. See you in my next one.